Whoops, my background is my animated wallpaper keeps playing. Um, this should be live though? Yes. All right. In that case, greetings and welcome. I am Joffrey,
Announcement.
and I'm being told to do an announcement. I'm going to do an announcement. I'm Joffrey, and I'm being told to do that by Darkest Light, who is also here with me today, because we are
Yeah,
talking about maps.
I'm Joffrey's manager.
He is. Uh, he really is. It's crazy. He takes a 80% cut. It's crazy. Of
Honestly,
the
that's generous. I
yeah
feel like
every
I need to change it back to 90.
I make like I make my $50 million, and he takes almost all of it every time. No idea how crazy this is. But today, again, as I'm trying to make this announcement, uh, we're discussing China and Japan's maps because we got to catch up on stuff. Mercifully, they have graced us by not having a Tinto map this week, so we're not having to cram three all into one, which would have been hilarious, but yes, we've lucked out this time. Uh, well, and now we are discussing East Asia, as I put it. Boop, boop, boop. There. Now, the announcement has been made. Hooray. Now he can't be mad at me. Sure. China,
Good.
all of this is something is stuff I've been really anticipating for a while now, to be fair. Uh, I've seen the big old stretched yuan name and how just massive the area it covers for so long, and all of the countries that have its vague coloring implying that they're subjects of it, and just needing to know what exactly is going on here. Oh, and we also heard about the turbines. Yeah, Japan also.
And now you know that China is a big country.
China is
You
in
can
fact a
see
very
it
big country.
clearly.
Its de facto land is pretty darn big, disregarding all its massive amounts of vassals. Yes, and yes, the record
This might
does show
shock
you
you.
type first, right? Yes.
This might actually shock you. It has a large population. In fact, it has the largest population.
The largest. Mm,
Mm-hmm.
that might be a bit
Lar-
much.
it's the most populous country on Earth, believe it or not.
Mm, I don't know about that. Greenland exists.
It actually outpaces Greenland.
We took a look
I
at the
know, it's
entirety of
weird.
China. It's a really big area, but it didn't make sense to split into multiple areas. Yeah, thank you for not splitting China into multiple maps. Yeah, I am perfectly fine with them doing this all at once and then not having something every week. But wow, what a truly shocking map. Look at all of these. There's so many different factions inside China. That's crazy. But realistically, we're getting a little bit of a view of Southeast Asia as well with a Ren Renaissance red yuan. Yeah, here we have fantastic piss
Yeah,
green yuan.
this color does look nasty.
Yeah, it I no, I like this. Mm, no, I don't like this green. I don't think I can say that. I like
Genuinely,
green a lot, but not
this
this
is
green.
Nurgle green.
This is Nurgle green. You're right. And not a good Nurgle green. This is Joffrey and crew, it's just dark. It's just dark and night tonight. Red China comes later. Do we get blue China with the blue turbans? The China debate Thunderdome. Yes, everyone. We're just talking about color right now, Rogue. Nice to see you. Grandpa Grandpa Genghis gets Nurgle. Makes sense to me. Yellow gold. Yeah, I'm sorry, but basically every other China is yellow gold, so we need to have the piss green one to start with. This is the Mongolian China. Also, yeah, blue China is the ROC. You're right. You're right. Half of Asia is just a shade. Half of Asia? Really? Really? I'd say 80% of East Asia is a shade of green thanks to the yuan and Kublai's kids fucking around. This is ludicrous. You just casually have, yeah, Dai Viet, and then there's just a kingdom. It's just a whole ass all of Tibet. You have all of Tibet. Just there's just a kingdom here, the kingdom of Dali. It's just, they're just subjects, and then past them there's two more.
Yeah,
Mind you,
Delhi
these
and Khmer.
mind you these two are probably also these two are probably subjects of Dali, but yeah, yeah, as you're saying, the Khmer are also green, which
But
has me
he's right.
sussed out.
Delhi and Khmer. You can see Khmer.
Yeah, this right at the bottom, yeah. It starts with an M, but yeah, that's the Khmer, I guess. Um, and the fact that they're that green shade is sussing me out, making me think that they might also be a subject, which would be insane. There's no way Delhi's a
It's
subject,
Khmer's
is it?
color in EU4.
That would be silly.
No, it's not.
Good.
Delhi's just the same color as in EU4. Khmer is
Yes,
also
yeah.
normally that color in EU4.
I'm gonna choose to believe that since it's such a vibrant shade of green, that and instead of being a different Nurgle green, that Khmer is in fact independent. Yes, they're all orcs. You're right. It's all green. How are you supposed to know who's vassalized to who? You know because it's all China. They're all vassalized to China. That's how you know the answer. They ain't vassalized to Delhi. I'll tell you that. uh, Dai Viet is Dai Viet is definitely a vassal of China, though. That's why it's the same color. If it's independent, it's gonna be a different color. Because if you didn't know this, Rogue, every time whenever you make someone a subject in EU5, it's like when you make it's they make them a different shade of your color, so it's similar to how Vicky does it. Um, right, yeah, the yellow goldish. Okay, so I'll just jump over that. This we've seen this color a lot because this is the Borygans and the Borygin house or dynasty rather. The head of that family is the Golden Horde. So they're that the eldest member of the dynasty, and as a result, like the dynasty head rules from the Golden Horde, and as a result of that, the Golden Horde's color is the color of the dynasty, if that makes sense. All right. Oh, Wasteland's colored in. That looks so much better. Oh my gosh, Yuan
Yes, it
Dynasty.
does. It does. I
Oh,
think
you
I
can
should read the
see.
first part of Khmer's name.
You can see big.
Muang.
Ah, Mwang, Mwang. Also, Dolly is a little nicer as well. It's all just so that no one's gonna play with Wasteland colors turned off. I don't know what the hell. I mean, okay, I say that, but there's a lot of people I've heard that like having Wastelands never be colored in. They're just wrong, but it's nice to accommodate people that are wrong. That's right. You know who you are. I'm calling you out specifically. Uh, Muang? Muang is Khmer. Muang is not a vassal of Khmer. Muang is them. Obviously, the territory is dominated by Yuan, with Dali as its vassal. They appear. Yeah, the only. Yeah, sure, this is the only vassal of theirs. Yeah. They appear big, strong, and scary, but they will have their own fair share of problems for sure. I will not go into detail into the countries that can be seen further south, as we will talk about Southeast Asia in a future Tinto maps. Okay, so they're just gonna, yeah, of course, they're just gonna pretend that, yeah, all of that mess down there doesn't
Doesn't
exist.
exist.
Yep, well, no,
It's not
Diviet,
real.
that's not
Can't hurt
in
you.
China. It's not. Yeah, I know
It
that's a
cannot hurt
subject
you.
of China, but don't address it. That's not. It's not in the region.
I would say there is one problem. I noticed
Hmm?
Taiwan is not part of China, and as we know, there is only one China.
This is true. I don't know what to think about this. We'll have to see. If it doesn't have Han culture at game start, then that's a problem. That's a little.
Yeah,
Hmm.
this is kind of sus.
Damn. I thought they were really going to improve on EU4 by making it actually be part of China this time, but no, I don't know. Gosh, look at these societies of pops. Oh my gosh, this is messy. Whoa. Oh my gosh, look at the meow. There's some up here,
Yeah,
here,
meow.
up in the far east, and then it keeps going all the way down there. What the heck? Uh, Muang seems to be a Khmer vassal in reality. Oh,
I don't. It
that
doesn't look like it shapes properly for that because its name obviously keeps going.
it goes a little
So
bit
that would
further
imply
at
Khmer is
least.
puny.
Yeah, there's no way Khmer is smaller than its subject. Congregation of different Lao principalities, but yeah, if it's Lao, actually, oh, maybe our perspective's off, Dark. Yeah, the Lao people do have quite a bit of space above Khmer, so I think maybe it's roughly equal then, because Khmer, yeah, Khmer
Maybe
gets a little more bulky
if we're
down at the
assuming
coastline.
that that's like a center, that name is sort of centered in its country,
Yeah, I think that's that.
then it's
Yeah,
probably at least twice as.
mm, all right, EU4 map time.
U4 is 100 and so on used later.
Because what we're looking at is this. That's the wrong one. This is such a weird thing to be focusing on, but now I'm very curious. It's down there. Dive yet. It's from the
Maybe
bend.
maybe Khmer is just already broken down enough by this point.
To get the curve in the bend. There. And the Lao go even further south in EU4. They go even further south of this curve in Dive yet. Yeah. There's plenty of like see like look at like this is what Khmer looks like in EU4. This is what the Lao look like. That's it just is small. Huh. Guess that's that. EU4 post siege of Angkor. Oh, listen, man. You're speaking as though we know East Asian history. What the siege of Angkor? I don't know what that means. I know what Angkor is, but I don't know. Hmm. Khmer in 1444 is not the same as the one in 1337. Yeah. And of course, Gabalt out with the steel chair being like, "You dummies! They already showed this region back in Tinto Maps 3." I, I'm not saying I'm not dumb. I never claimed to know. I'm just here to yap. I'm here to yap and speculate. Doesn't mean I know what the hell I'm talking about. That's what you people are for, to tell me when I'm just yapping about stuff I don't know. But moving along, I don't that there's not much more to be said about the societies of pops are there. There's a lot of them. It's kind of neat. Hopefully they're playable eventually. If not, then big sad.
No, don't worry. We'll see the Great Blackfoot Empire soon enough. We are very much looking forward to seeing the Great Tinto talk exclusively on the Albertan steppe,
I think
where they
I
talk
yeah.
about in detail the Blackfoot Empire.
And they are the actual largest. They have like twice as
Yeah,
many people as China, I think. The Albertan
I thought it was three
Reich.
times. Oh, yeah, you can tell what colors the nations are supposed to be originally by the dynasties.
Well, I
Because I
mean, I get.
believe if it's a
Oh,
unique dynasty,
yeah,
it will take on the color of its
yeah,
own nation. Whereas, for example, Borgigan, I think, is taking on the color of the Golden Horde.
yeah. I was as I was saying earlier, because the head of the family is the Golden Horde, so they just have that color. But yeah. If all of these factions were independent, this would be the colors they had, which is kind of handy. I like the Tran family. Pretty sure
Yeah,
that's
Khmer's the same color, or whatever that is. I don't think it's Khmer anymore. I think Khmer's actually gotten way reduced by now.
I think the Tran family. That name sounds very familiar. I think that's actually a very important family, but I don't remember why. They they fought some sort of independence war against China, I think. But it's been a while. But yeah, these colors look very nice and distinct. It's a shame that they are all subjects. But I can't complain too much because this is exactly the sort of vassal swarm I would cause. So locations. Holy shit. Also, damn, that is like 10 on. Wow. Let's get find the spoiler zoom in for Taiwan. Holy! I was saying that's got to be like 10 locations on Taiwan. No, no, it is way more than 10. That is way more than 10. There are so many locations on Taiwan. That is insane. This is ludicrous, and I'm here for it. This is fantastic, man. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to see the cultures. There's people who think this isn't enough. Dude, dude, that is so many locations.
Yes.
Need to need to get that zoomed out look again. Yeah, that is so small. These are really small, all things considered, as well. Like they're talking about how like the HRE is the most granular. Though this is also HRE levels of granularity. Whoo! I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Also, the fact that this exists makes me feel a lot less bad about my tendencies when it comes to designing locations as being really small in my own map plans for EU5 because this is also really granular. Mhm. Taiwan. I'm sorry, Taiwan. Let's play when they're actually playable. But unfortunately, there's no Society of Pops there. There's no actual countries. It's all just empty. There is no Taiwan gameplay to be had. So L. The battle about Manchuria locations versus Hokkaido locations. Oh god. Oh god, that's gonna be fun. So Hokkaido is not granular enough compared to Manchuria. Oh, that's wonderful. The opposite. The opposite? Well, I would expect Hokkaido to have a lot more locations relative, like be a lot more granular than Manchuria because I mean Manchuria's got okay, Manchuria is a pretty great place, but listen, it's Japan and they have a really dense population and need to represent that. So, But all things considered, these locations don't tell you all that much. We don't need to spend too much time on them, other than to gawk at some of the interesting locations in particular, like Canton.
Le Hui!
Where is it? Where is it?
It's on the island.
Oh, Lehui. But
Le Hui.
she, that's Hong Kong, right? She Chow? No, doesn't sound right.
No, no, no. Hong Kong is at the very bottom of. It's below. It's the one below Bao'an.
Oh,
Yeah, that's it.
Julong. Yeah, yeah. That's right. Hmm. Yeah, Hainan, almost as thick as Taiwan, relatively speaking. Sheesh. This is just for some reason this brought back to mind an old mobile game that I used to play. There was this old mobile game I used to play in junior high with a friend of mine back when we were both obsessed with World War One. It was a World War One turn-based strategy game on mobile, and I don't remember what the heck it was called, but I played as the Taiping Heavenly Kingdom versus my friend, and they were just so weak by comparison. It was really funny. Yes, you're right. It was Candy Crash. Yes, yes. Macau is not a location? Huh. I don't know where Macau is, but I know the name. That's where the Portuguese are. Oh yeah, as Gimalt's saying, yeah. Hmm. This is a shame. The Portuguese will just have to take more land then. Salute. Oh, there's around 1,800 locations in China proper. See, this is annoying because for my own purposes, I've wanted to know how many locations there are in the HRE, but they haven't answered that question. And I want to know how many locations there are in the HRE for my own mapping plans so that I can do double that amount. And my own map. But they're not telling me. There's more locations than EU4 had at launch, 1,800. That's believable. I definitely believe that. EU4 at launch had like so few locations. There were like 5 locations in Morocco. I want to see like EU4. There's got to be
Persia
just
was
like
like 8.
EU4 release map. Nah. EU4 V1
I got
V1
a
map.
picture. Oh Lord, this is awful.
Please do share. And then I shall share it with the class. Holy fuck.
It's bad.
What? That's illegal. This is so holy.
The thing is, looking at this, I remember this. This is what it actually was.
Oh, it's been so long, man. I I play. I have vivid memories now, Dark, of playing as Brittany in this, and like trying desperately to with England's help fight France, sieging every single city because every location is a fort. but, but I don't remember because I never actually. Oh my god, that little cluster down there where Mutapa is. Am I covering that up? No, I'm not. Good. What I
Look at
don't
those just
remember.
random 2 provinces that go inland into Africa that only Kilwa connects to.
Are these like colonizable? Are these
Yes.
giant ones? Because I never actually, I did not play enough to like do colonial stuff. You can, this is actually
Uh-huh.
just like this entire county. It's like, yeah, you just own that. There's just a single tile. That's
Yeah, you
insane.
it's
Do
bigger.
not do not recite the magic to me, which I was there when it was written. Yeah, exactly. People talk about the EU4 DLCs as if they're the worst thing ever, but hey, right now they've made the essential DLC free for people who own the base game, and over time, thanks to those of us who paid for those DLC, they made the game into something great. And something great is not what this was. Cause oh my god, oh looking at OG Ireland as well. Oh, I remember the days of trying to Exodus as fucking Connacht. I think it was specifically played as. Oh, Dublin being 1/5 of Ireland. Oh, this is just risk in
Mm-hmm.
1444. I mean, that's what EU4 was meant to be, wasn't it? That's the idea. It's just risk with extra steps. I just look at
Look at
Blue
the
Georgia
beautiful.
and
Look at the beautiful shape of the Golden Horde.
oh, oh god. Yeah, actually, well, if you showed me this map, I think that Novgorod would actually have a really good chance of beating Muscovy with this setup. Jeez. Also, Tripoli exists. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Don't forget, Sumatra is completely united also.
That country is just called Sumatra, isn't it? That's what I.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
So is
half,
so. Oh,
half is just
yeah.
much of it is just empty.
Yes. Also, don't forget the entire Swahili coast is united. Oh, just look at the fucking rinky-dink Congo.
I do love the rinky dink Congo with the just. It's got four counties and one of them just they just curve around to the coastline. It's oh, this gets better. No, I didn't realize salmon Molly. Look at salmon colored Molly. This is peach.
Mm-hmm.
This is peachy salmon, whatever the fuck you want to call it. This is your faded fucking limp pink. This does not go. Listen, I love a good salmon pink colored country. Mali is not that country. You give that to something like who do you give that to? You give that to you could give it to like various HRE people, and I'll be like, yeah, that's fun. Oh, unite them as that. Give it to some native tribes. No. Also, the most important thing about this, actually, okay, I can't complain too much. I'm just realizing I can't complain too much about this map because look at Alberta. This is biblically accurate Alberta right here. Oh my god.
It's just
Fuck.
wasteland.
Fuck you, BC. Look at BC is split into four provinces, sure, but look at Alberta's girth.
It's a wasteland, man.
Doesn't matter. As a Canadian, it's very important to me. Size is what matters. Size is what matters. This is the correct size. Don't mind the fact that there is literally not a single Canadian. Okay, there's one Canadian native. There's the Huron, but like, goddamn. Anyway, that's enough of that. Blue Georgia is pretty great as well, but we should be moving along. Africa looks so empty. A Tinto Talk comment from 2024. Alberta and Dawson City. You're right, they do in that image. we bring in Alberta back to when it was part of the Northwest Territories. Oh God, there was in fact a time, Dark, when the Northwest Territories, it was just Alberta and everything north of it. It was just all Northwest Territories. Brilliant stuff.
Glory. And then a bunch of Americans went to the Yukon.
Yeah, now they talk funny.
Gotta get that goal.
Go. And now we have the song of Sam McGee. It's a great song, Sam McGee, and he came from down south when the cotton blooms and blows and roams the poles, God only knows, and all that. Yeah. Oh, it's back. It disappeared for a second. Okay. Fuck the Yukon and BC in particular. Yeah. uh, I'm glad that we're so back. I'm sorry that I cut out, but that is an unfortunate thing that is part of the Joff experience lately. Guangdong. All I gotta say about this is Guangdong. Taiwan. Sorry, I've been playing lots of Three Kingdoms, and it just comes out. The racist accent just spews forth when I see these names. I just need to repeat them. Ah. Hmm. Okay. Well, this is another case of look at all these really cool areas. They sure exist. Don't got much to say
Wow,
about
look,
them though.
we got two
Uh,
Shanxis.
there's we do
We have two Shanxis.
what? What the hell?
But slightly different A's.
Why?
The A is
You're
different.
right. Nothing else is different. Just the A. I think. I think my Chinese food is here. Dark, entertain them.
Oh,
Talk about
okay.
talk about the
So,
terrain
guys,
map.
I'm gonna talk about this one embarrassing thing that Joffrey did before. So, did you guys know that Joffrey, he's actually bald?
Fake news.
See, he actually shaves his head, and that causes him to lose his hair and become a bald individual. I think you all should make fun of him for it. When he comes back, everyone here start talking about how he's bald. Terrain map, as you can see, there are both mountains, hills, flatlands, and
Fuck you.
plateaus present.
I can hear you, motherfucker. I take off my headphones, bitch. Come on, come on.
I knew
Chinese
you could
food.
hear me.
Yeah.
You think I'm a bitch?
Yeah, I do.
I don't think you do.
About to get the katana. No, that's later. First it's the Chinese food. Then we get the katana later. All right.
Hey, Matt has an interesting question.
Joffrey, have you ever noticed you are bald? That's not how I am very bold, in fact. I have noticed I am the bravest of individuals. The pinnacle of the Alberta Ukrainian pride, and yeah, I don't know why. Well, thank you very much for pointing that out. Should have gotten sushi. Joffrey the Bold, bald, bald. That's truly, I am the peak Albertan physique. Yes. Yes, I shall. I appreciate the compliment. Yes. Should have gotten
You're welcome, Joffrey.
sushi. I just don't. Chinese food and a katana. No, no, it's I ordered the Chinese food because of this one, and then the katana comes out when we talk about the Nihongo. Yeah, the bald and brash. Okay. Yes. So China terrain map. It is very high, and then it's very low. Moving on. Uh, Actually, I didn't know this about Taiwan. I didn't know that half of Taiwan is really
Yes.
mountainous.
Yep. So the part with all the people is the part that faces China.
That's inconvenient for a lot of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Why do they get mountains but the Urals don't? Yeah, all my all my homies hate flat Urals. Day one, there's gonna be day one mod that will be mountains fix. It's just gonna be a mod that changes a shit ton of hills and plateaus into mountainous terrain. Bad writing on God's side. Okay, you're right. You're right. Matt's got the best answer as to why. The mountain half is where the indigenous Taiwanese live. That would make sense. Actually, I want to get to the cultures and religions, man. I've heard. I keep having Rain be like, Joffrey, they got rid of the animist faiths," and I'm like, I knew they'd do it. I knew they were gonna get rid of the animist faiths. I knew Joffrey the Bowed.
Mhm.
That's what you gotta say. Joffrey the
Wow.
Bowed Emperor. So, in the time between me last doing my last one of these Tinto map streams, I've been getting called the Bald Emperor all the time on my server now, which is really weird. So that's just a new thing that's happened. I don't. It's very. The people who actually hang out
It's
in that Discord server are super weird guys. I
it's
don't
what you're
know.
known for the most, being bald.
I think that might be it. Is that the most important thing to know about me is that I am bowed, lacking of hair. It's both, yeah. It's bald or bold, yeah. What have I done to this comment section? In breaking news, China has Chinese people. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. You're not in this call right now, Vector, are you? No, you didn't sneak in. You're not in this call, so you don't get to tell me what to do. I'll take his damn it as long as I damn well please. My Chinese food ain't getting cold anytime soon. All right, but yeah, I don't know. In other news, yeah, I think I don't know. Defensive wise, I suppose China's got. It's actually really defensible from the north as well. This whole line of mountains and hills that you can fort up because the actually you got to combine the this with the topography or the climate rather because that's continental up there, which means that this probably gets this is going to get winters that are severe enough that you can't cross the mountains during the winter, which means because this is a big aspect of the game, you can't move you cannot move onto a mountain during normal or severe winters. Seems like a great place to put a really big wall. That's a good idea. Huh. Hmm. And like it would go just all along the entire border of the country, right? Just the whole border is just has a really big wall. That would
Whoa.
like that's what I would do, I think. It would just go like right, it would go like from here and just go across the
And
plateau. Mm-hmm.
and it will definitely work.
Yep. And it will always work and it will be maintained very rigorously throughout the entirety of it. Makes it harder for China to hold Mongolia if something happens. Well, I mean, whoever holds the mountains is going to be the better at defending themselves. Yeah, but I mean, nothing's going to happen to China, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure that nothing is going to happen to China that will cause it to be not united and not hold all of these important mountain passes, right? Surely, yeah. Build it from sticky rice. You know what? I have not eaten sticky rice in a long time, but yeah, you could build a great wall out of that shit. That is dreadful. That ain't ever coming apart. The Mongols have crossed the wall. That's not possible because we built the wall and it's specifically for them to not cross it. Also, if they cross the wall, all of China would know they're here, and I don't see any signs that they're here. So I think you're lying. But fun fact: the Great Wall actually did not do a good job of keeping people out. Oh, damn. But okay, is the second wall behind the first one bigger, or is it just small. How important is the second wall? This whole okay. You're not getting any winters down like in the subtropical stuff really, right?
No, you're not gonna get winters there.
Subtropics means you don't get winter. Yeah, continental is just standard temperate climate,
Yeah.
and yeah.
I think the Arctics might have pretty intense winters though.
I would not be surprised. Damn, cold arid. It's just so dreadful, and yet it's better than Arctic. So it's just cold out, and the wall shrunk. That's how they crossed the wall. It just got really cold, so the wall got smaller. It's got performance anxiety, so when the Mongols actually show up, the wall gets smaller. You can see where China divides between wheat in the north and rice in the south. So you're saying that like this subtropic continental divide is like directly where you're gonna see like, oh yeah, rice versus wheat. Uh I think China did rip off Game of Thrones. You're right. That they shouldn't
They did.
building this big wall to keep people in the north out. That's just ridiculous. You know, I was staring at this map for a second, being like, I swear there was a farmlands terrain type and that it wasn't just grasslands because there's so much grass here. I didn't notice the little dots of farmland. That's crazy. Wait, what are they
Yeah.
going to say about it? There are few locations. He's even addressing it here. There are few locations assigned as farmlands. That's because when we did this part of the map, there was yet not a clear criteria on how we would be defining the farmlands, and their placement here hasn't been reviewed yet. Okay. So they just kind of threw them out there for the sake of, yeah, we want them, but we don't know what exactly the criteria is going to be. Well, maybe they should revise their criteria for mountains a bit. I think so. They both ripped off the Great Bastion from Warhammer 3. Okay. Okay. That's the most based answer. I agree. Yes. Make the Earls great again. Uh it is sad. Yeah, the Earls are sad that they're like that, man. I don't want to be able to just walk over the Earls with an army casually in the severe winter. That just feels. I mean, it wouldn't be casual, but you could. No jungle in southern China. Three Kingdoms Total War has lied to me.
What do you mean? Look, right at the very edge.
Yeah, there's some jungle there,
Right
but
next to
three
Vietnam.
Three Kingdoms will have you believe that the entire South is just all mountains and jungle with no stops. There is jungle. Yeah, that in the very far southwest corner. This is past where that Shi guy lives in 3K even. Yeah, no playable characters are that far southwest. All right. Holy, this is the first time we've had a development map, isn't it? Wait, why is it called the County of Dali here? What the hell? Mask slipping. Oh. As mentioned before, the harsh changes of development at the end of China proper is probably too strong right now, and it's something that will be reviewed. Liaodong. Presumably, the Liaodong area is then what's up in the north, I guess. This is because this is just yeah, it is way too harsh. That's just ludicrous how highly developed it is, and it's just like, yeah,
I
well,
mean,
where
it's
China's borders, it
not.
just ends.
Yeah, it's China. What'd you expect?
It
China
just
should
it
not be developed.
the development just ends right there. Yeah. Well, okay. The question for me though, in that regard, is whether development. I don't remember how much we've learned about development. Where like if development spreads like CK, then I would expect it to be quite a gradual distinction. But if development is more based on structures and actual urbanization, for example, then well, then I would expect it to be quite abrupt, all things considered. Southern China is quite mountainous. That's why all the various minority cultures and languages IRL is divided by terrain. Yeah, yeah. That's always an interesting thing when you have very mountainous regions that keep cultural groups distinct. Uh, you want to playthrough where you funnel all Chinese wealth to Mongolia? God damn. Whew. Prime Marco Polo time period of China. This is
That was a
this is
show. That was
that
definitely a show.
it was there's also a movie. It was a really bad movie about that was meant to be about him that I didn't
Oh,
watch.
the
Really
show
easy to
was
see.
really bad too.
Yeah, oh, funny how that works. But now you're making Vector. You're just making me ever more eager to see the culture map. I can't. Not that the culture map matters, Vector, because obviously my first playthrough is going to be playing as Kublai's descendants and just converting all of China to Mongolian.
Of course, first playthrough. Although, look
Obviously,
at that beautiful Port Arthur.
I don't know where Port Arthur is.
Take a guess. It's in northern China.
I guess it's the good one.
Yes.
What is Port Arthur? I don't
Uh,
know what it is.
a port Russia tried to set up.
Oh,
Ever heard of the
oh,
Russo-Japanese War?
no. Yeah,
Oh,
I know what it is. Yeah, yeah. Wasn't even referencing a show. Yeah, I know you weren't referencing the show. I know there was a real dude called Marco Polo. I'm sorry, Matt. History after World War One starts to get really fucking boring. Uh, in fact, even World War One is kind of uninteresting to me. Yeah. Like England cultural map. Yeah, I don't believe you for one solitary second, Gamalt, but that is a very good try. Even EU4 didn't have just a one Han culture. Yeah. Oh
beautiful.
boy. That's before World War One? Uh
Yeah.
obviously not, because then I would look like a dumbass. Uh so
Joffrey?
obviously it happened
Joffrey.
afterwards.
Joffrey, you're a dumbass. It happened before. It was Russia, not the Soviet Union. You're bad,
You
and you
know?
should feel bad. And also, you're bald.
I should have seen that coming. The fact that it's the Russo-Japanese War? Huh. Well, oh boy. Yo, it's the Uyghurs. They're here, Dark.
The
Look at
glorious
them.
Uyghur males.
The Uyghur males are here. Oh, they actually have like three locations. This is two, three locations that are majority them with lots of minorities all around the Lanyan lands. This is beautiful. Oh gosh. Oh yeah, there's the meow. Wow, the meow culture really is just that spread out. That's that's why the Society of Pops is like that. What's this Huzhou? There's no other. Yeah, that's just it's just a culture that's right there. And then this Min culture is all over the coastline. It's selective locations too, and it's kind of it's got lots of minorities on the islands and stuff. Formosan. I've heard the name Formosan before.
Formosa.
I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know what Formosa is. I don't know why I know that name. It must be.
Look at Taiwan.
Oh, it was like the Dutch. I know. I'm looking at Taiwan. That's where I'm reading the name. Yeah, I think I remember that being some. I think the reason I remember the name is because of Leno. Actually, I think he was telling me something that's like a Dutch settlement because that's on Taiwan. That was on Taiwan. Um, and like he's planning on setting it up in the mega campaign. The Portuguese name. Ah, hmm. Well, he's gonna do it at the Dutch because mega campaign shenanigans. Wait, what the RMA? Hmm. Oops, real small. Actually, there's a few really Mongor. Mongor culture. Huh.
Yeah.
Is this a hybrid of Mongolian Uyghurs? Huh. Hui?
Perchance.
Maybe. Vietnamese. Well, there's actually some other cultures in Dai Viet as well. The Miao sneaking in there. Poor Miao. They're just getting picked on by everyone. I just heard a child screaming on the other side of the yard. Those neighbors are really weird. They have like 7 kids and they all run around all day. Yep. Yep. God damn it. Shut the hell up. Hmm. Well,
There's some
I
trouble with
didn't.
the stream, Joffrey.
There is? What?
At least for me.
Doesn't say
Seems
there's
to
anything
freeze
wrong
up
with
a
it.
bit. Huh.
Says the stream's going perfectly fine for me.
Yeah. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah, good. Sounds like the kid's mom has got him. Good. Maybe she'll shut him the fuck up. Hmm. Okay, well, I don't know. All things considered, I like looking at the cultures, but I don't have all that much more to say other than, yeah, I guess Vector was
Woo.
correct. The northern
Woo.
Chinese plain, you've got the Zhongyuan. The, 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 wait, Yuan's in the name. Really? Huh. That kind of surprises me. But I guess this is where, like, the capital would be. Where, there's no minority, we don't see any large minorities of Mongolian culture, actually. I, I, that makes sense because there's just so many fucking Chinese people. But I don't know. For some reason I had the impression that there was like a county or two of like large minority. It does cut out from time to time for a very short moment. Yeah. Oh well. You don't like two cultures there, Vietnamese and Burmese? You don't think that they should. Where's Burmese? Oh. Yeah, they're not very large. They're not very large cultures, man. I don't know. I think that splitting those up would be pretty unnecessary. Hmm. I think it makes sense to me, but I don't know as much. Clearly, I've proven I don't know shit about East Asia. So you would probably have a lot more insight on the subject than me. Hmm. This is the best color, though. Jiao Liao has the best color of all of these cultures. Feels too anglicized? That's a good point. That is a very good point. But then again, actually, now that I think about it, most they basically do every country. Yeah, the idea is that they make all of the countries have anglicized names. Hmm. Anyway, I think we can move on from this now.
Yeah, we can go to the next one.
As awesome as it is, I can stare at this map forever, but it doesn't mean I'll have insightful things to say.
Meow. They show
There's
us
a
the graph.
I like the pie chart. What the heck is this? Oh, oh, that's woo. Oh, that makes sense though. Yeah, that would be where the largest population is by a wide margin. That is the most populous. There's a lot of cultural variation in China, not only among the Sinitic peoples, which have been divided according to their linguistic and dialectical differences, but also having many other types of non-Sinitic peoples. The resulting pie chart for the peoples for the cultures of the country is a wonder to see indeed. And even if Yuan itself is Mongolian, there are actually very few Mongolian people in the country, as only the ruling class would belong to it. This is that is one other source of further trouble for Yuan. Yeah, the fact that they have like probably like they've probably got like one culture that is considered an accepted culture, giving them like basically no cores on their entire massive country. In fact, I bet that they've probably made a bunch of China not even integrated. That would not surprise me either. Maybe not a bunch of it. They probably got the whole thing integrated. It's just that they probably have basically no cores because they have no there's no places that are majority their culture. So the only places they'll have cores are places that are a culture that they've got is accepted, and we don't know how cultural exception works. Being accepted as a culture works. But we'll find out next week, I guess. And on the subject of stuff being anglicized, well, I suppose that's what mods are for. There's always going to be tons of mods that make stuff sound more local and accurate. And, yeah. Religions. Ooh, moist. Instant moist. Holy shit. That's the meow
Moist.
follow the moist religion. That is so based. Considering religion, there's also a lot of variation in the Southwest, and one thing you'll notice is the clear lack of animism. We finally eliminated animism as a religion from the game, and have divided it into many multiple ones, many multiple ones. Besides this, and some Muslim presence in some areas, there are other small pockets of religion that do not get to appear in the map, like Manichaeism, Nestorianism, Judaism, and Zoroastrianism. Zoroastrianism too. And the elephant in the room is, of course, Mahayana. That we've already mentioned that we have plans on dividing it, but more on that at the end. Okay, okay. Yeah, they've I I think the conversation I remember them saying about it is that they consider making the Chinese version of Mahayana specifically just the one called Mahayana and then making the one in Tibet a different one. But we'll see. Why being moist when you can be moist? Oh my gosh, you're right. That's even better. That is even better. Be moist. This is fantastic. Oh, gosh, there's so many. There's so many religions. Oh, Theravada, nice. Nice to see a familiar name show up again among all of these. Sheesh. Satsanafai. Yow.
Yeah, lots of names.
Lots
Kev
of
Dab
names.
Quas.
Mm-hmm.
Dab.
Dab.
Well, don't worry, Rain. Japan map up next.
There's lots in the West too. Lisu. But no, don't, yeah, no majorities of any, um, there's no majorities of any, stuff like Nestorianism, which is so sad.
Sad.
But you do get majorities of, Sunni in the north, which is interesting. There is a cursed timeline where China becomes any number of different faiths. Yeah, there's a lot of names and none of us know what those names mean, so instead we just laugh at be moist. Right. Raw materials, and then we'll be very close to moving on to Japan. And as was mentioned earlier, there's the very distinctive wheat in the north versus rice in the south. And there is a lot of rice. I know for sure where I'm gonna be spending my time developing the food
Yep.
industry. That's
True.
the rice. No, I don't give
We
a
get
shit
to
about the wheat
now
in the
be
north.
we get to now be soy boys.
Soybeans.
Yep.
Soybeans.
hmm
I
Look
don't
at the
see them.
dark green next up in the north.
just see sturdy grains.
Okay, go to the very top right and then slightly down. Soybeans.
Soybeans!
And yeah, they're throughout. Soy boy
Holy.
time.
Okay, the existence of the just more stuff over time than adding shit like legumes and soybeans is making me feel a lot more comfortable with my plans to want to make more custom resources in EU5 for our mod. Because goddamn, if they can just have soybeans, bruh, I'm just gonna replace like half of these with fantasy resources, man. Like what? Soybean meta. The macro builder will be a blessing. Yeah, you bring out the macro builder and is yes, soybean farm. I bet most of these aren't gonna have unique buildings though, to be honest. But I honestly I kind of suspect that what's gonna end up happening most often because we've seen just we've just straight up seen that rice is the objectively most efficient um RGO at creating food. So surely you just spend all of your money investing in producing more rice and just ignore the wheat, right?
No, because you have
Like
a lot of
like
people up north.
but and like fruit is terrible. Well, okay, yeah, you've got a lot of people up north, but can't you just import to different parts of your country?
Hmm. But then the people in those locations might struggle for jobs.
Well, make them build other shit there. I don't know.
Cool.
But then those would be more expensive, I guess. Hmm. Eh. Eh. Infinite money glitch. Ship money to ship tea to England. I don't know. That's like more like infinite opium wars glitch. First you ship them tea, and then they're gonna ship you the smoke. You think every good has a demand, and if you let them get too costly, the pops will be mad. We just don't know enough about how that works. But oh, that's true. Oh, now that I think about it, Endrit, yeah, because the way it probably works is what I'm thinking about, that strategy I'm thinking about. Um, Canada before they started farming wheat empty. Yeah, hold on. Are you implying that the Blackfoot didn't have a sprawling, massive population?
Yeah, they did. They were enormous and they were immensely powerful.
L- Listen, they told us that to become a kingdom rank realm, you need to be, or even if it's like duchy, you need 50,000 people to become duchy
100.
rank. 100,000 to become duchy rank. Listen, I am sure that the Blackfoot population easily surpasses the 100,000 population required to become ducal rank. Surely. I mean, how
Google,
hard
what do
can
you
it
mean?
be?
They've already far surpassed Empire.
They have an easy 10 million in fact, yes. Fruit will probably not be an essential good but a luxury one. Yeah, so as we were saying though, yeah, every good having a demand, and it will get too if it gets too costly. So yeah, to refocus on that topic, like raw materials. Let's bring up the now. Yeah, all of these different markets. This is the key thing that I think is going to be the reason why not only for your own monetary control, you want there's a dual purpose why you want to have as many things in a singular market. Just get as much control as possible. Because A, if you expand your market's control outside of your country, it brings you more money because people do trade in your nation. The dual purpose, though, is the fact that I imagine that what we're talking about here with like, oh, increase rice production because rice is more efficient. So if you produce more rice, then the people will you can focus on having the people in that other area work on more important jobs like the gold that they can mine in the area, for example. I don't know. Um, but I think the if Endrit was talking about prices, as we know, when stuff gets moved from one market to the next, it gets more expensive. So if you're buying food, if a city needs to get food, I don't know enough about how food works, but we know a lot about resources getting traded around. We don't know food seems to be kind of separate, so it might work differently. It I thought there was something about like buying food from people, so it might be that food is counted separately, but I choose to believe, for the sake of my sanity and simplicity, that food is just like how they talked the other day about we talked yesterday about slaves getting traded as the resource slaves gets moved from one market to the next, and then that also moves people. I imagine it's that rice or fruit gets moved from one market to the next, and then that will cause the food number to get moved with it, this value of food to get moved with it. And this is a long winded way of saying that if you invest a ton of money in the rice in the Guangzhou trade node, this means that all the way up in Kaifeng, where it's wheat, they can eventually get the wheat, or they can eventually get that rice to them and eat that rice for food. The problem is that it needs to travel over two entire trade nodes to get there, which means it's going to be vastly more expensive, presumably. We don't know enough about how that sort of thing works, though, to make a claim of well, okay. Presumably, okay. I was gonna say like, okay, the people are buying it, but no, that's a Victoria 3 thing. Oh, I think it cut out for a second there as well. Yeah, I think okay, it cut out for a second there. I saw. Um, so what I'm trying to say is that you will need to pay the money. We know that you, the country, pay money for the food. So if you have a city up in Kaifeng that has a ton of population, but you haven't built up its food industry, then you are spending money for the food in your realm to go from one trade node over multiple ones over. I think I'm pretty sure that's how that works, and that's why that would be a problem. And if you had it all in the same trade node, you would have to pay none. It would just all be in the same area, so the people in Kaifeng would just be able to buy it from the Guangzhou trade. And as a result, once you've reached that level of control, you can just be like, yes, yes, focus on. Because what I'm trying to say is it's more like how it brings to mind that whole Victoria 3 mindset of local price, that there are local prices for things before they get Victoria 3 is so fucking bad though. But at least Victoria 3 has that concept in a very limited and very stupid capacity for local prices versus global and national prices. It's just so bad. But here, I'm hoping, this is my long winded way without reading chat, my long winded rant of trying to say that I think what this means is that we're going to have a very effectively represented system of this is the local price for food and different types of food, specifically in different parts of your country, until you have increased control in the realm to such an extent where what the local price for something is expanded there. Oh, okay, so every RGO is a supply and demand that determines their price, and you let the supply get too low, the price will rise. When prices rise, the pops get mad depending on their literacy. Well, depending on what they want as well. I highly doubt, Endrit, that the peasants being more literate is going to make them okay, maybe peasants being more literate will make them want more things. Maybe. Maybe. I assume that's more rights though. I assume it's more laws that will make them unhappy at that point, but um regardless, the obvious one is the higher strata of your realm is gonna have more luxuries that they want. They're gonna want the fruit and the meat and be upset if they don't get it. Bring up a good point that the food value is what you need and the specific food good is what you want. Noble pops don't just want rice, as they want spices and fruit. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So that's where I'm thinking that they'll all, we even know, yeah, like wool, for fuck's sake, we know that wool even produces food, but the wool resource is probably ass in regards to like being wanted as food, like the food that it produces. But hey, we might be putting all this thought into it, and in the end, there is no there is no like logic in the pop in regards to the pops being like, ah, yes, we want rice, we want fruit. Don't know. You wonder if you can make it cheaper if both markets are under the same country. It probably is. It probably is, Rain. I must say, it probably is significantly cheaper if you control both markets, because normally you have to pay the person who owns the market as well as stuff goes through it. So it's probably a lot cheaper than it otherwise would be, but it's still more expensive. That's what I'm thinking. But I do believe, yeah, that's basically the end. So we'll wrap this up with, I guess there's a bit of a conversation about Buddhism, and then we'll move on to Japan, which means that I'm finally gonna have my curiosity sated in regards to the daimyos, I assume. 90 million. That's like, yeah, that's almost North American population levels. Yeah.
Yeah, if I recall, the Blackfoot were around 150.
I think that's a little high. I'm pretty sure it was like 143, but
Yeah, it was
same
143.
idea.
I don't mean 143 million. I mean 143.
Billion.
No, 143.
143 people in North America.
Yes. No, in the Blackfoot. In the
Blackfoot
Blackfoot tribe.
specifically. Okay. Listen, I believe it. I believe it. I think I've met them all, to be honest. Dated half. Yes, there's a lot of population in China, and with that many people and that many resources, it obviously has a lot of potential. With the following population census, blah 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 blah. Blah. So, yeah, the religion. Mahayana remaining in game. Chinese Buddhism. The Chinese Buddhist canon represent China, Korea, and Vietnam. Okay, yeah. So split off China, Korea, and Vietnam, and just make that the vanilla. Just make that Mahayana. Yeah, that makes sense. And it's gonna include Confucianism and Taoism included into it as concepts. That's fine. Yeah. And yeah. Oh, please don't actually name it Chinese Buddhism. Please,
No,
yeah,
I hope they do.
just leave it
I
as
hope they do.
Mahayana,
It'll be
please.
glorious. Just like East Baltic.
Yeah. All right. And with that, Japan and Korea. Because I guess we didn't see Korea before. Yeah, that's true. We just saw the little bit of it. Goryeo. Oh boy, I see a very special boy down south. Oh wait, no, not this one. Not this ass map mode. This is the better one. There we go. Most important thing to address. Instantly, before anything else. You can play as each of the three mountains. All three mountains are playable. Holy shit. Dark. Launch day three mountains co-op. We need to find someone else. We need to find someone else.
True.
Three mountains co-op.
True. We're doing it. Day one, first game.
Oh god, that sounds so terrible. You couldn't do shit. But yes, Japan is whole. We've known that much for a while. We've seen that Japan is a single country before, but we didn't know. We don't know how they're doing. We didn't know how they were doing the daimyos because they kept on listing it that it is a redacted thing. But I imagine that means that they are a landless country of some sort, but what exactly the type of landless country and how that functions is another question. I imagine it's building based countries, but it's possibly could be societies of pops as well. But that would be a little silly.
Yeah, I mean, there's actually only two tags. It's just Korea and Japan. There's nothing else. You're not going to see anything special. Trust.
It would be very sad. Doesn't fall apart soon. I think it splits into a civil war between North and
It
South.
currently, yeah, it currently has North and South courts.
Well, right now it's just Japanese shogunate, but the idea is that it splits into the North and South court during the game, right? That's something that happens later on. It's not soon. The Ashikaga got the shogunate. It's just 1 year old. The Ashikaga shogunate's only been around for 1 year. Oh God. Shogun Total War vibes coming back. Oh boy. Korea during the Goryeo dynasty was under the orbit of the Yuan and had a very close tie to it, with the Yuan emperors taking Korean wives. The north though, and also Tamna and the Jeju Islands wouldn't be unified under Korea until the following Joseon dynasty. That's the name that I'm familiar with. So they're still separated, although all of them are also under Yuan. On the other side, Japan starts in a very interesting situation. You say, is it interesting though? I have yet to say. Looks just like it's Japan. Um, After a failed attempt to overthrow the shogunate and restore imperial power during the Kenmu restoration, one of the generals that contributed to such a restoration, Ashikaga Tagauchi, in the end, established his own shogunate in 1336. Holy shit, it really is just 1 year ago that the Ashikaga shogunate formed. That is so cool.
Yes.
It is the most based shogunate, so fair enough. The emperor had then that then had to flee the capital, and thus we start with the period of the northern and southern courts, with two opposing emperors. Oh, so it does exist. It just how did okay. The two opposing emperors and the shogun fighting for legitimacy. Huh. So although it appears unified at first glance, Japan hides many internal divisions within. More on that later. They are going to be societies of pops probably then? Further south, the kingdom of Ryukyu is not yet unified. So so the three mountain kingdoms, the three mountain kingdoms of Okuzan, Guzan, and Nanzan vie for supremacy over the island. How adorable. Bring back the emperor, the best one. Yeah. Yeah. Which kind? which emperor is the better one? Societies of Pops? No, okay, they're not Societies of Pops. But we get the Ainu, which is the best. Like, please, I need playable Societies of Pops because playthrough 1 is of course the Blackfoot. Playthrough 2 is the Ainu. We got a Ghost of Yotai it up in the north. Gosh, I'm gonna play the shit out of that game next year. I'm gonna be locked in my room playing Ghost of Yotai just as much as I was playing fucking Elden Ring. Basically, I already showed the Manchurian. Yeah, we saw the Manchurian, but now we see the Ainu exist, which is nice. Yay! Dynasties. Ashikaga. Wang. The Wang. Holy shit! It's the Wang family. I don't know that makes it very
Wang.
tempting to play Korea just because they're
Big
called the
Wang.
Make Wang
Powerful
big.
Wang.
Almost as powerful as Dong.
Yeah, I think
Supreme
Dong
Dong.
is. I think Dong is more powerful than Wang.
I don't know. We need to. All right. Moving on again. Moving on. Yeah, okay. Spoiler: Ryukyu dynasties. You know. Whoa. As it happens in China, the Goryeo dynasty name is actually not the name of the dynasty itself, which is actually the House of Wang. Why is it? Why is the Goryeo dynasty then? Oh. I guess yeah, yeah, because the Yuan is the name of the. It's the Yuan dynasty, but the house is actually Berigian. Huh. Which of the three Ryukyus playing first? Well, obviously you have to play the one in the middle, and then take the two ones next to you. Also, I like ISO. Yeah. Haneji, Osato, or ISO. Yeah, I take ISO. Osato is a close second. Haneji is third. I like ISO the most, I think. Yeah. I like the color too. It's a color choice? No, it's a color and a name. And for me, that color choice and it coincides with the name is ISO for sure. Locations? Yeah, significantly more dense in Japan than it is in Manchuria, and I guess people don't like that. Boo hoo, I guess. Now, if I had my way, everything would be super dense, but not everything can be as dense as Siberia. Oh God, Korea is super dense. Ooh, that is crunchy. Oh boy, Dawn go. Wow, I am so mature. Yeah, Ryukyu is just three locations though. Oh, there's these three random islands here that I have no clue what those are.
More islands.
There's a ton of islands that actually are locations that they're not owned either. So you got to unite those islands and then colonize them somehow. Though realistically, you're not going to be able to colonize until you get the colonialism institution, which isn't going to spread to you until very, very long time. Which is also funny because this means that theoretically you could show up as like the Dutch and just colonize these islands off the coast of Japan.
Works for me.
Hmm. You think those islands are just under the same province, so you can't flee to them? Actually. Yeah, they're not in the same province, so you can't actually colonize. Yeah, because I think you can colonize stuff in the same area as you, if it's overseas, but they're not. They're not overseas. They're not in the same province. Rather, none of the uncolonized stuff is. Hmm. Yeah, not much more to be said about that. All right, terrain. Terrain, yeah, or terrain, yeah. Oh, deep ocean. Always love seeing deep ocean pop up. Rare. So topography, vegetation, and climate. Yeah, most of Japan is subtropical. Yeah, this is yeah. Whenever I see whenever I've watched an anime that takes place in Japan, or I like when I played Persona, and I when winter came in Persona, and it was like, oh yeah, it snows like a little bit this one time during winter in Persona 5 is like the fuck. Turns out, yeah, that's because even the coldest parts of Japan is just like, it snows a bit. Eh. Don't got much more to say than that though. That I know they're gonna make up in the north. I forget the name of the island, but yeah, up in the north, they're gonna make this island in Ghost of Yotei. It's gonna be so cold, man. It's gonna be oh, it's gonna be so harsh. Damn. Oh wait. Vegetation, little bit of farmlands around Edo. And Kyoto, some near Kyoto as well, though I don't think that's not Kyoto itself. Kyoto's over at the lake, I think. Hmm. Lots of forest. They got wood for days, which is kind of handy when you are a big naval power. You want boat. Yes. But this is all just rambling about stuff that isn't as interesting or exciting as the fact that I really need to get to them explaining to us what the hell is going on with the courts. It, very mountainous terrain. Neat. Yes, yes, neat. Actually, the fact that there's a bunch of plateau in the middle is interesting. It's kind of neat. There's a lot of mountains there, and there's just a little bit of plateau in the middle.
I think Rain is upset about the Urals.
I think rain is just a little bit. Yeah. Hmm. Maybe it's a point of pride. I don't actually know where I don't know where Rain is from, but he's been around for a very long time. But I can guess. I think I can guess based on this disappointment. You're Missourian? Oh, yeah, that sounds familiar. Hmm. Well, my condolences. When I was 2 years old, I lived in Missouri. Never got citizenship though. We haven't gone to Missouri yet. All right, we'll throw hands once we see both Alberta and Missouri at the same time. They're gonna show them both at the same time, and it's gonna be so sad. Oh, look at that zero development in the north of Japan. Oh, the poor Ainu.
Or I knew.
Oh, oh, they don't deserve this.
They're a society of pops. What do you expect?
I expect them to have like a house.
They probably have some huts up there.
They don't even have a color for the develop. It's just void. It's just empty. Hmm. Though something I will say that's interesting to me, I didn't really comment on it at the time, is that yeah, they mentioned how Korea, the island that becomes part of Korea in the south, is independent, and the same with the northeast corner of it. I didn't know. So I just kind of envision Korea as a monolithic entity for a very, very long, like just forever. Just isn't now. But like I mean throughout history. Natural harbors. Oh wow. That's a really good harbor. Huh. I wonder what that is supposed to represent. Huh. Hmm. I wonder if that might be representative. That natural harbor there might be representative of that one specific port that, uh, in the mega campaign, Macho is desperately going to be trying to get and make his capital at the end of EU4. And someone, some goon was playing. I saw one of you. Oh God, the stream just disappeared.
Epic.
0 kilobytes. Huh. I was just going on a rant about Macho. Yeah, and it just stopped.
Look.
Yeah. Well, there we go. It's back. It's back. Rant continues. All right. So, yeah. There's the one dude. I forget the name of the port, but yeah. We've got a guy in our mega campaign who, by the end of EU4, wants to make that his capital as Russia. And then I know I watched someone on the Discord server playing Hearts of Iron, and they gave it up. They gave it up to Japan in Hearts of Iron in some mod or other, and it was like everyone ridiculed them for it. Vladivostok. Yeah, Vladivostok, that's the name. Yeah, he wants to make that his capital, which is very funny because there's a Japanese player in the mega campaign. But he wants to make that his capital. He made a custom religion in CK3 where the whole idea is that the it was like it's like Jesus was a Slav, and that some place in the Far East is the promised land, so they need to go to it, and they're gonna find Vladivostok, and that'll be the capital because it's the promised land. Cultures. Have they not done minorities yet? Oh, that's a shame. No hashes. Korea is mainly Korean, and Japan has been divided into four main groups. Besides this, we also have Ainu in the north, and Jeju in Jeju Island, and Ryukyu in the Ryukyu Islands. I don't know what Jeju is. Oh, that the island that's in between them. Yeah, but yeah, they don't have minorities. There are lots of Ryukyu culture all over these southern islands. That is.
Those
I'm
glorious cultures.
Religions, big Shinto. This is
Ainu.
so surprising. Ainu faith. Listen, Dark. It's not great. It's not a great name, but it's better than the alternative.
So the Ainu culture with the Ainu religion, and once they become a country, the Ainu tag.
Next, and they'll name their dynasty Ainu.
Mhm.
It's not ideal, but it is infinitely better than it being animism. It is incomprehensibly better than that. Same with like you look over here and just see the Ainu religion, and you look over here and just see this massive blob of shamanism. That needs to go. And
Nope.
once that's
Keep it.
gone, it's gonna look so much better as well. Because that's the alternative, is just seeing animism here. Oh, the flag is just a pale flag. Yeah, it's just a white rectangle, and in the middle of it, it says Ainu. Same color as their on map color as well, of course. What maybe they'll tell us what the religion in Ryukyu is because it's different. Right. Korea has the same name-pending religion, yes, as China, while Japan is Shinto. I must say that Shinto is not at all considered to be a kami exclusively oriented Shinto, nor the post-Meiji state Shinto in any shape or form. In all effects, it is considered under the Buddhism umbrella and is treated as a Buddhist Shinto, while of course including some different mechanics and references to the kami as well. Alright, that's neat then, but it's not leaning as hard into it as EU4 did, where it's just like, yeah, it's just full on Shintoism. Yeah. The name Shinto was chosen basically because it's a more recognizable and identifiable with Japan name. But besides this, there's also the Ainu religion for the Ainu and the Utaki religion for Ryukyu. Okay, so Ryukyu gets its own religion's name. I can't be picky, but also it's funny. Ryukyu gets the Utaki religion, but the Ainu just get Ainu. I guess there must be a source for it. Ainu World Conquest, where each map mode is just Ainu political, religious, culture, and dynasty. I'm sure it's possible. I'm sure it's possible. I say that, but I mean they're not playable yet, and we have yet to know if they will ever be playable. So, raw materials. All right, all right. Fish.
Mini material.
Fish with a distinctive lack of sand. You got to go to
There's
the
sand
mainland
in
to get that
Manchuria.
sand.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that ain't in Japan.
It's
There's also sand in
fine.
Korea. Japan is severely lacking in sand. This is a real shame. Korea's got lots of precious metal. What the hell? They got gold and a bunch of silver too. Gems. Silver, gold, silk, gems. They have lead too. What? Copper? Iron? What the fuck don't they have in Korea? Korea might be the most densely packed, just high quality diversity of resources area I've seen. As Japan, you're going to have to invade for resources. And by that, you mean the sand. What is Japan missing? Stone. Japan's missing raw materials. Yeah. They don't have much iron either, which is not surprising, all things considered, with how ass Japan's iron is known to be. They have more coal on Japan than they have stone and iron, which is really not a good sign. They actually have more silver on Japan than they have iron, which is an even worse sign. They have almost as
Japan
much
is
gold.
lacking.
This is really not good when you have almost as much gold or silver
There
individually.
is a reason why Japan had to go start conquering people.
Is that sand or is it wild game though? Because they look the same.
Said near Tokyo.
Yeah, I'm looking at that.
That's not Tokyo. That's Kyoto. That's near Kyoto.
Where's Tokyo then?
Alright, you see where your mouse is? Go slightly up, 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 up. Right. A little bit right. It's on the southern coast. Down. Down.
Oh,
See like little.
that's right. The Edo got renamed
Mhm.
to Tokyo. Forgot about that. It's not Tokyo yet. There's the sand, yeah. I hope that's not in this. I hope that's not actually in
That's
the
what Tokyo
Edo.
produces.
It
Trust.
better not be.
Trust.
But you better stop calling it fucking Tokyo. That ain't gonna be that for another few
Tokyo.
centuries.
Tokyo. Tokyo Drift.
The Edo Sand Company. Okay, okay. I need to see now. Locations. Can't fucking read it. Locations. Closer look. Well, this ain't helpful at all. They don't have one that just says
Coping.
Edo. It's just fucking Tachibana.
He's coping.
The Tachibana Sand Company.
They have Kyoto.
They do. Osaka Castle. Based. Right. Tachibana Sand Company. Yo. Alright. The whole islands is in one market. That's quite handy. Some may find it surprising the presence of Izumi as a market in Japan. Where is that actually? I can't see the location that Izumi is. But it's the area that served as the main point of entrance for commerce into central Japan, where the merchant town of Sakai developed, until later Osaka developed under Toyotomi and basically took over that function. Is that the little then? Yeah, you can see the little hash marks in the very middle under the bottom left corner of the Z. That's where Izumi is then. Fair enough. And then that exerts trade influence over the whole of the islands. Very handy. Ryukyu is in the Chinese market. Yeah. Yeah. Why is the border into the sea? This is the markets map. The markets go over the sea. So yeah, markets do in fact go over the seas. Yes. That's how they every single location on the map is a part of a market. which is kind of insane to think about because that means that North America. There's no way. That's just crazy to think about.
That what?
Like Dark. Alaska's gonna be in someone's market.
Yeah.
What the fuck market is Alaska gonna be in?
The market of the Blackfoot Empire, obviously.
You
What
know.
else is it? Where else is it gonna be?
I hope you know, Dark, that as soon as they actually show us what that area looks like, and we see, like, even if the Blackfoot are actually landed and playable as a settled country, which they won't be, I will then start complaining that they didn't break up their culture into different subsets, the different tribes.
Oh yeah, all 143 Blackfoot need different cultures.
Yeah. Alaska's just one large impassable state. Yeah, like in EU4, like in EU4 on launch day. What is it? Not quite, not quite. There's one here. There's one here. There's three. There's three counties in Alaska other than the massive blob one. And then they just combine they just like smush the Yukon between the Northwest Territories and Alaska. Beautiful stuff. Johan stated the market capital has warehouses for the goods. Where the hell in Alaska is the warehouse for goods in all Alaska? Well, it's not that, um, because there's a market capital somewhere. So like, there is a place in Manchuria, like this market here you see that's like in Manchuria here. That market we've seen is the same market that goes all the way up into Kamchatka. It goes all the way up into the far east corner of Kamchatka, with zero control, but it's still listed in that market. So the point is that any trade from up there would come down to here. It won't. There's no trade that's going to happen there, but it would. You hope North America's next, even though you know it's not going to be. Yeah, it's going to be Southeast Asia. Then yeah, it's probably going to be Southeast Asia and Malaysia at the same time, and then I guess Australia. So we got a few more to go before we get to the Americas.
Yeah, we
Southeast
already know
Asia,
what one is next.
Southeast Asia, but not Indonesia. Well, that's sad. Mm, damn, they're stalling us out. I want to see my Blackfoot Empire, but they ain't gonna show it to me. All right, populations, yeah, big. 10 million pop, just about in Japan. Extraterritorial countries. Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Monkey, 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 monkey.
Monkey time.
All right.
I beat chest.
This is what we've been speculating on for so long, Dark. All those days back when they said it was redacted and you and I were just going, could this mean? Yes. Back in those days, yes. Look at them all. Clans aplenty. I'm sure many of you were waiting for this, indeed, yes. The samurai clans in Japan are represented as extraterritorial countries, and we have tried to be as close as possible to their distribution of territory in 1337. As you can imagine, that is not an easy task, and some more tweaking is needed. So if you have any feedback or extra info in that regard, it would be much appreciated. Unfortunately, there is some overlapping of some clans on the same territory, and only one name can be shown at a time, so not all names are visible. The Oda clan is still there, I promise. Good, good. We need the long Yari Ashigaru to take over. But there's a total of 143 clans. And if you include Ashikaga, that's 144. Oh! But plus two extra for each of the imperial courts that are present at start. But where are they? Related to this, each clan will pledge its allegiance to either the North or the Southern Court, mainly based on their historical allegiances, but allowing a bit of leeway. And those alliances don't necessarily have to be permanent. So, as a bit of an extra tease, these are the alliances of the clans at start. Yellow are the North Court supporters, and blue are the Southern Court supporters. Again, keep in mind that only one color can be present, even if there's more than one clan. Yeah, just get the zoomed in image. Gosh. This is giving me so much enthusiasm for the potential uses of this system. Oh my gosh.
And look at all those daimyos.
There's so many. I love it.
There are a lot. Looking at Kyoto.
Can't read that,
I don't
but
know if they're actually showing on this one. Oh, you can see one down at the bottom.
oh,
Beneath the Ko clan.
court.
Yeah, court.
All these are all saying courts, but this is a
Oh,
clan or
it's right
clans,
there.
but this is a court.
A little bit left of the lake.
Clan court. Oh,
Yeah, court.
huh. So these are the two court factions, I guess.
I believe so.
Do they own any other land that you've seen, or is it just these two locations they've got their buildings set up in? Huh. I guess they don't. Yeah. There wasn't any of them today. Yeah. And so next they're showing Southeast Asia. Well, they haven't confirmed that it's next is Southeast Asia without. They haven't confirmed that it's without Malaysia. We'll see. We'll see. All right.
Yeah,
Oh, God, that is not fair.
It wasn't historically.
Oh, God, that green. So these two are different courts, are they?
So
Oh no, those are the
green,
supporters.
yeah, green is the court, red is the
Yeah.
court, blue are supporters, yellow supports the red court, blue supports the green court.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
It's not fair.
So this must be like a situation map mode.
I may be.
Otherwise, I don't know how they'd be showing this.
All
Yeah,
I know is that it historically wasn't fair, and that North Court is Ashikaga puppet.
That makes sense. And then the South Court is not friends of the Ashikaga, and since the Ashikaga are in charge, yeah, not surprising. They're making it sound like yes, it's a very unbalanced, there's a very interesting situation, but it's like I don't. This is pretty. This looks to me like there's going to be a civil war is going to happen, and the Southern Court is going to get raffle stomped, and then that will just be the end.
Just win, Fivehead.
I have not seen the Africa religion update yet, but I fully intend to now that you've mentioned that. Now all I need to know as how the hell these countries work with their buildings. I want to know what their buildings are. I want to be like I want to see information like, all right, what does the
Or
Ando clan have? What
you
buildings does
will learn about
Beard have?
that in about 15 months.
Yeah, probably. West Africa specifically. Okay. Um, oh, Saturday buildings. It's Mamluk barracks. Open that
Berg.
one up as well. Saturday buildings are fun to look at as well. Where
And then
the
change on
heck?
map 14, I think, is unless it was just
I
a new post and not an updated post.
It's possible they updated this one, but I mean, someone will tell us if we're looking at the wrong thing. Presumably, it's not going to be in this image proper. Yeah. October changes. Okay. Is it in the Johan Threads thing he's made? Is it in here somewhere?
Wait, go back. Go back.
Oh, this no. Go
Scroll
back
down.
here.
Scroll down. We're gonna see if we can find it.
Hmm.
Okay, maybe we can't find it.
It's above Tinto buildings. Reference map. Late October 2024.
Ah,
Changes to map. There we go. Oh, so there's going to be a few things here, I guess. Okay, so new river calculations. So now control and market access take advantage of it. And here we can see how much the the Donau helps Hungary. This is their control? Hungary's control map, presumably?
I believe so.
Huh. That's pretty ass. um, wow. Here
Unruly Romanians.
jeez. I would be setting up a vassal to control some of this farther away land pretty quick, and then focusing on building roads to just get a better control over the rest of the stuff. But that out there, Transylvania, that is, I'm making a Transylvanian vassal pronto. Okay, so yeah, it's only two things.
Now we have religion map.
For me, achievement for having lots of wealth like Mansa Musa. Okay, yeah, very funny. And we started breaking up animism. So this is before they'd finished it, and they just wanted to show when they had uh, demolished West Africa's animism. This looks so much better. I love this so much. Mind you, almost all of these are literally just animist faiths named after the culture, but that is just fine. That is a completely satisfactory result. This is so much better than just them all being animist. I love them. They're not being treated as just the same now. In ugh, like if I'm gonna be converting all these people as a Sunni, as like the Mali, and I'm converting them all to Sunni, I wanna look at the map and be like, yes, look, I have all of these minority pops of Mande culture or Mande faith and culture. Well, culture is the majority, but all this Mande faith, it's the minorities here, and I've convert all of them, and they all collectively don't like me and would rise up in a revolt together. And honestly, with how much minority of Mande faith there is, it probably wouldn't be that bad to convert back to it as the Mali. I bet it'd be pretty damn easy. Hmm.
That's
Of
so many religions, man.
it's good, Dark. Do you not like this?
Dogon.
Do you not like Edo? The Edo faith as well as culture? I do like Dogon, yeah.
Alatrug.
Sao Tunjer.
Edo.
There's also this, which
Tori.
is this one location that's about to be completely a fat roog, a fat roog.
Yeah, a fat
Oh,
rug.
uh, 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 uh,
A lot rug.
a lot roog. Okay, well that's not quite as
Cope.
funny.
Cope. Jola.
Damn. How's my how am I, the white man, supposed to laugh at funny names that I can't pronounce properly if don't fit my exact requirements of it saying the word fat? I wanted it to say fat. No, I'm sad. It's not as funny now. Seru. There's more out east too. Nubian, the Nubian faith. Yeah, fair enough. All right. Well, the mass conversion of West Africa to Wololo. Wololo.
Wololo.
I will definitely that sounds just because of Wololo. I kind of want to do that now actually. And they do start actually that's your vassal as the Mali. That is the Mali's vassal state. So you could play them and break free. Yeah. Right. Yeah, people keep talking about navigable rivers, but I don't think there's ever going to be navigable rivers, which is a little sad. Um, yeah, other than that, I guess just look at there's important dev responses on this.
It's 3 pages of dev responses on it. Oh no, that was the building page. Thank the Lord.
That wasn't building. That
Right.
wasn't dev responses to that one
Okay,
either.
who else do this? It's trivial to do.
What is not is large amount of time revising the map. It's proper. Okay, so in that case, when it comes to modding, it's probably easy to make them. Just the borders of other locations. They can look decent enough graphically. Even at the deepest zoom levels, the ships would be so tiny, and if you play on the 2D map, it can't even look good. Discovered discarded over 4 years ago when we started working on the map, and while we did revisit, it's just not feasible. All right. Well, it's something that you and I can consider dark in regards to some specific places, but yeah. Oh, it's not on this one. All right. Well, oh yeah, it's really small here. Um, on the but on other random ones, well, I'm not gonna go looking right now after we spent 2 hours on this. We're not going dumpster diving for dev responses right now. We ain't that thirsty. Southeast Asia is going to be insane on the religious map mode as well, though. Yeah, actually, not no, it's not going to be as crazy as Africa. Africa is going to be the most ludicrous part of the map for religions, I think.
North America.
What is North America? There's not enough people. That's the problem.
Oh,
not,
maybe.
they're not. There's going to be at most 2 religions in Alberta, for example. Like, eh. Yeah, and as you're saying, Gamalt, yeah, like half of Southeast Asia is going to be split between just like, well,
Not Sunni yet. It's gonna be
no,
Buddhist
wait,
and Hindu,
yeah,
mixed with various local religions.
I don't think that Islam is spread there yet. Though there's a lot of
If
debate
it
about that
has,
sort of
it
thing.
has just arrived.
I know there's a lot of debate about that. That they're internally debating whether or not Sindh has converted to Islam yet, for example. All right. Yeah, look at the Saturday building. Yeah, dev responses. Yeah. Only one dev response in this. Pops don't die when they produce manpower and sailors. Yeah, they don't die to produce. They produce it, which does not kill them. They die when you lose the manpower, I think, specifically. When troops die, it causes pops to die in proportion. Which means that if you fight lots of wars, it's going to be very easy to lose a shit ton of your main culture. But yeah, a building only some countries can build. Well, yeah, I guess everyone that has Mamluks. So yeah, it's only going to be a few. Uses slaves. That's quite topical for the last dev diary. Can recruit regiments here. Monthly manpower. So it's a type of barracks. Yeah, that seems pretty good. 50 extra manpower for building that. That's pretty nice. The production method ain't cheap though, not at all. Slaves, armaments, you need cloth and leather too.
Well, I mean, they're troops. It's a
Yeah.
barracks. You expect not to need armaments?
Well,
Copium.
tannery, summon chancery, stockade, sergeantry, I think? Oh. Well, that's an interesting distinction. Oh, this is a capital one. That's right. They haven't shown just a normal barracks yet.
25% crown power.
Yeah, this is specific. This is one of the buildings. There's quite a few buildings. I don't know how much you've been looking at the buildings, Dark, but yeah, there's quite a few buildings that specifically are ones that you build in capitals. Which is really funny because it means that if you annex a vassal of yours, you're going to have a bunch of buildings that are in their capital that just don't do anything anymore, and you just
See, Joffrey,
delete them.
looking at this makes me want to play Medieval 2.
Looking at it makes you want armored
You know, like
sergeants.
the
Yeah.
sergeants and armored sergeants. That's just what my mind went to.
You instantly get just you're thinking about all your fucking armored sergeants, which are just like ever so slightly better versions of levy spearmen when you've armor upgraded their armor. They've got like
No,
two extra
no, no.
attack stat.
You got normal sergeants, and then you got armored sergeants, which are slightly better.
Okay, yeah, the normal sergeants just are they just are fucking levy spearmen
And
with
it's
just slightly better
value.
morale.
That's value, man.
You don't get why buildings just employ one type of pops. That's not true. They don't. Some use more. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty damn sure that they use that this the noble villa. No, the noble villa doesn't. Chancery? See, this is one of those pictures, Dark. This is like one of those older pictures. It's like this. This was the old picture for burgers, for example. Like, oh, there. It's got a pen and a quill and paper. It's like, oh yeah, this is the literate middle class people. It makes sense. It's nice and vague, abstract image. Easy for you to replace this with a different image when it comes to modding stuff. In fact, when it comes to making our mod, I probably will want to just replace all of these images of just white folks with just abstract images again because it looks way better in my opinion. It's definitely going to be a lot nicer when it comes to making a fantasy mod and you're imagining all the different races. But anyway, there was a huge thread on replacing pop icons. I'm not even remotely surprised. Huh. But yeah, I guess you might be right. I don't see. I was so confident. Saltpeter Guild? I thought there was. I thought I saw something that employed different types. Because I thought the noble's estate employed peasants as well, but it doesn't. This is another building, for example. Yeah, that it's like you build in the capital. That's what this star means. The star means that it's a building you want to that only gets built in capitals. Stupidly expensive production methods. Even to build it, you need a ton of stuff, and then you just need to keep upkeeping it. All this glass. There's a lot of glass. Oh, that's not silk good. That's just fine cloth. You need the Dutch for that. Right. Yeah. Hmm. Efficiency of cabinet is nice. Well, with that though, I think we can probably end this here because I don't feel like dumpster diving for new comments Johan has made. Um, unless jeez, nah, I'm good. I'm good. 2 hours of this. Listen, Joffrey can rant for a long time, but this is a long time about just map. So Joffrey is good and done. Uh, and he's caught up. Joffrey's caught up. Thank goodness. All right.
It's
So with
done.
that, I will thank you all for watching. Hello, are you late? Hello, are you late? We're just stopping now. Dar- Yeah, we're just ending. We've been doing this for 2 hours. We finished talking about all the maps, and then we even started talking about buildings. Talk. Yeah, I'm sorry to say, but you have shown up as we are wrapping it up. Uh, but really good stuff. Really good stuff has been discussed. So yeah. No, I do not. I do not owe you dev responses from the last Tinto talks. This has been 2 hours. It's been 2 hours, man.
Don't worry. Next Wednesday, you'll totally get them,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
Joffrey?
Next Wednesday we will totally go back and do those other ones, right?
Oh,
Trust.
even I wasn't talking about the other ones. I was just talking about for the new one.
Let them think that. Let them think we'll
Fuck
go back.
that. Even I wouldn't want to do that.
What, you don't want to go back and look at the dev responses for great powers? You don't think there's going to be a lot of really insightful topics to be
Not
had about
particularly.
the nuance of that? Yeah, I don't think so either. Next week, they're going to be talking about culture, though. And the
That
culture
we need
one,
them.
that is something that we're going to be bookmarking and coming back to later whenever Johan's got something new to say on it. So, yeah. But does it actually? Something I want to address. It just kind of came to my mind. Look at how Sunni it perfectly straddles the Sahel. The entire north of the region is just exactly Sunni. That is so funny. Just all
I wonder
along
why.
the edge. Yeah, very funny. Slaves go north. Islam comes south. Trade, fair trade deal. All right, but with that, I'll thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you just as much, whether you show up to the stream, are late, or whether you just watch the VOD and lurk. All you lurkers are real ones. No, I'll catch you all next time. Bye bye.